And here it is. It is here. Roll up, ladies and gentlemen. One man went to mow. Yes, it is here. I am here. You are seeing me live on your screen. So if you are seeing me live on your screen, then just surrender to the session for however long it lasts. It's usually a short session this time of the day, but I am situated. Situate yourself with me. That thing that we do round about this time, we're doing it again just about this time. So if you're about right about this time, then be here right now. How is that for tautology? That's just a mix of language, just very from the very top of my head. Let's do that dance that we do once again. So strictly come dancing, let's do the tango. One man went to mow, the eagle has landed.
Another Savior. Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior. Another Savior. Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. Inyamadika yabika kwa namno. Hey, anamekele mazuche mefo. Mwanemo, it's an honor having you on board. When I'm singing along, holy, 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 Nandekano is another Savior. Just sing along, holy, 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 Nandekano is another Savior. When I sing along, holy, 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 is another Savior. Getting moving right and getting moving faster now. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, holy, getting moving right, moving faster, never freedom. Is another Savior. Yeah, for freedom. Holy, 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 Nandekano is another Savior. Another Savior. Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior. Another Savior. Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior. Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Yes, another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. Inyamadika, Yabika Kokwanam. Oh, wow. Hey, Anamekele Mazuche Mefo.
Oh, so there it is. Holy, holy. They continue to prattle on. Holy, holy. All right. I'm just actually having a look at a storyline that Charlie Boy just sent me to add on to the talking points. So let me just see if I can grab that off Instagram as to see if it's actually. So just bear with me 1 second. That's Charlie Boy. He's always sending me all these stories. Usually I abandon them because it's just always wanting me to concentrate on the Biafran narrative. But this is not a Biafran narrative. This is a human interest narrative from Charlie Boy. So we pick that up and we add that to the list. So we add that to the list and then we sequence the list in a way that that coheres. So that is what's been done now, and that is what's just has been done now. So holy, holy Nnamdi Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu is their mother's savior. Let me just bring that off the screen. So holy, holy Nnamdi Kanu is their mother's savior. As guys, I bring you this. So this now it speaks to that Tinubu space and money again. 2023 presidency. Tinubu has huge shares in Apple Manchester United. Jibrin speaking. This is one of its campaign coordinators. Just informing now to the public space just some of the things that underpins uh, Tinubu's wealth. So 2023, so all of you with iPhones and following the Reds, you are essentially adding to Tinubu's fortunes, is what this man would have you believe. 2023 presidency, Tinubu has huge shares in Apple Manchester United, a headline attributed to Jibrin, one of his campaign coordinators. So this now a campaign that has been fought and won, and now the spoils of war about to be taken. Soludo's inauguration will take 20 minutes with only 50 people in attendance at the Nuba. So at the Nuba, the attribution, but the real headline to Soludo's. So now start as you mean to go on is essentially what Soludo is is telling us. No fawning around, no frippery, no razzmatazz. Just get on with the job. Soludo's inauguration will take 20 minutes with only 50 people in attendance. A headline attributed to an Adi Nuba. So quite why that is and what underpins that we find out just shortly. Now, once upon a time on this platform, we did say that they are going to start burning down parastatals. I think that was when they burnt down, I think, the auditor's room or something in the. Anyway, once upon a time, and severally we have said on this platform that towards the end of the Buhari administration, they are going to start burning out parastatals, either burning down the entire building or burning out strategic departments within parastatals. Because this was the technique under Babangida's administration. Some of you may recall, some of you of a certain vintage would recall that space very well. During Babangida's administration, coming towards the tail end of it, they were just burning down parastatal after parastatal to cover up the looting. So it looks as though they're going to repeat that tactic in this administration now. So this headline: Fire God's Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria headquarters in Abuja. So this is the second fire story we're doing in the last in just within the last 6 months thereabout. But I'm predicting now that as we propel towards the closing of the Buhari administration, it will be fire gods after fire gods. You'll hear it from NMPC, you'll hear it from Finance Ministry, you'll certainly hear it from the Transportation Ministry. There'll be fire gutting all the major parastatals. Just because these people have looted so much that whatever incoming administration we have, will not be able to stomach the weight of the looting, and a lot of them will be brought to account. So they've kicked it off now. Fire got Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria headquarters in Abuja. So there is that. So now to this. This is the story that's been brought by Charlie Boy, Nigerian woman deported from UK after 25 years, returned to find out that her tenant had sold her house, now homeless. So this is the story of so many people within the Nigerian space. You send money home to your family, and they show you, they'll send you photographs of land they've bought, foundations built. They take it to decking and roofing, only for you to turn up back home and go to that spot where they told you that they've bought land in, and then you find the owner of the land telling you that if you don't, the owner of the property now that they purport to have built for you, telling you that if you don't leave their property, they will call the police. So this is the narrative of virtually, not virtually, but quite a significant number of people that live in diaspora and are looking to invest in Nigeria. Nigerian woman deported from United Kingdom after 25 years returned to find out her tenant has sold her house, now homeless. So there it is right there. How quite that is possible, we'll find out just shortly. So this now, we'll find out shortly as well. This speaks back to politics again. 2023, 8 support groups dump article back Southeast presidency. So it looks as though now that article campaign is somewhat reaching a sticking point. It's almost certain to grind to a halt and then subsequently to reverse. Because just 2 months ago, 3 months ago, we couldn't speak of anything other than Atiku. But then suddenly they're questioning his age, they're questioning his greed, wanting that space when a lot of people feel he should go to the south. And then a lot of questions around him that they've gone with him just so many times, and it is now time for him to take an honorable bow out of politics. So, bow out or be forced out is essentially the message to Atiku. 2023, 8 support groups dump article back Southeast presidency. So, quite who that is and what is in play, we find out just shortly. And then we land finally on this talking point, this headline. 2023, APC PDP governors Dangote Otedola others move to save Nigeria. So certainly Nigeria needs rescuing, but are these the names to carry out that rescue mission? And what exactly is their plan for that rescue? All of that to be unfurled in just a few minutes. But as you wait, the headline again, 2023, APC PDP governors Dangote Otedola others move to save Nigeria. So quite how they are going to do that shortly you are to find out. But as you wait to find out, let's come in now via a different quarter this time around. We've already been to the east. So now let's go to the west. How about Ogunde? Let's hear from you.
Àgbà kì í ṣòro bí ewé.
And there it is, a little soup song from Habat Ogunde. So just a little smidgen, a little soup song, a little teaser. Nobody beats the drum quite like the Yorubas. Nobody plays the flute quite like the Igbos. But when it comes to African traditional drums, there is no place on the planet outside of Yoruba land. So before we get into the narrative, we acknowledge the presence of the mighty Mr. Gomez, who usually super chats to express his opinion. And by the way, the super chat is not just exclusively for Alexander Gomez, because he seems to be the only one using that particular function, and he uses that function now to appreciate the Holy Holy song. This song makes me teary eyed. The emotion in the singer's voice is palpable. So that is Mr. Gomez now acknowledging that Holy Holy Nandekano is their mother's savior. So Holy Holy Nandekano is their mother's savior. As guys, I bring you this. 2023 presidency, Tinubu has huge shares in Apple Manchester United, a headline attributed to Jibrin. A former REPS member and Director General of Tinubu Support Management Council, Abdul Mumin Jibrin, has revealed that the 2023 presidential aspirant and ex-governor of Lagos, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has huge shares in Apple and Manchester United Football Club. Joe Igbokwe, a special advisor to Governor of Lagos State on drainage and water resources, shared Jibrin's statement on his Facebook on Wednesday evening. In the shared statement, Jibrin disclosed that he was shocked when he discovered that Tinubu owned large shares in Apple Corporation, one of the most valuable technology companies in the world, and also owned a sizable amount of shares in Manchester United, one of the biggest football clubs in the world. Jibrin noted that he made this discovery when he was watching football with Tinubu recently. The ex-lawmaker then went further to let people know that Tinubu has been funding pro-democracy groups with his investments since the 90s. I was shocked to discover that Ashiwaju has enormous shares in Apple Corporation, and also lately, whilst watching football with him, I also discovered that he is a big shareholder in Manchester United. Ashiwaju has been funding pro-democracy groups since 1990s, using his investment to support them. No one has disputed this fact. Why were they not asking him where he got his money then? The statement reads. So there it is right there. The defense being prepared for the Tinubu, where did you get the money from narrative? Because that is going to be one of the things that, in fact, the two things that they are going to go after Tinubu with in terms of attacks against his thrust towards the presidency is, where did you get your money from? Allegations of corruption, alpha beta will be mentioned copiously throughout all his public interactions in the thrust towards that election, and his age and health. So where did you get the money? Corruption, alpha beta, your age and health. So those four things are their tax bases that they are going to use to come after this guy. So his team then, if they have any ambition, should calibrate towards that. And that calibration now, they are telling us that this guy owns Apple and Manchester United. This is the thing now. So then, if they can establish that, then that covers the money space. Soludo's inauguration will take 20 minutes with only 50 people in attendance at the Nuba. The Anambra State Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, C. Don Adenoba, has said that only 20 minutes will be put into the inauguration ceremony of Governor-elect Professor Charles Soludo on March the 17th, 2022. He said that the era of hosting large crowd with ostentatious fanfare that is synonymous with inauguration of new governors in the state are over. Adenuba said that Soludo would be kicking off his work duties immediately after inauguration with a visit to Opako slum in Ogbaru local government area of the state. Whilst noting that only 50 people would be invited to the event, the commissioner added There is no room for an elaborate ceremony because there would be only 50 people that will be in attendance at the inauguration. Of course, there will be family members, party and officials who will be served finger food, water, and beverages. So there you are, a prison food style. So yum yums, water, and tea, and then get lost. So that's just it. Tea, biscuits, and water, and get out. That is what Soludo is telling you. As a matter of fact, the entire ceremony would last for about 20 minutes, and the governor would commence work immediately at Okpoko town in Ogbaru local government area on that day. Confirming the commissioner's position, a media assistant to Soludo, Joe Anu Tune, said that the commissioner may be right in what he is saying because there will be no time to waste after the inauguration. He said the inauguration will be different. One thing that is certain is that it will mark a change of power without the usual fanfare. So the incumbent, of course, are famously recovered on this platform, intending on spending £500 million on that inauguration. So how quite £500 million fits into 50 people, finger food, and 20 minutes? It's only in Anambra State that can be explained. £500 million, 50 people, finger food and water, and 20 minutes. So how you marry those two together, only something that Anambra State will be able to explain. And Charles Soludo, by the way, will be seeking that explanation just as soon as it takes power, if they go on and carry that out. So what is that? How much money is that per person? £500 million. That's 50 million per head. Is that not for 50 people? Um, Fire got Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria headquarters in Abuja. The headquarters of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, FMBN, has been burnt. The fire reportedly the headquarters of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, FMBN, has been burnt. The fire reportedly started around 11 p.m. on Wednesday night, badly affecting the building's third floor. So this is all of the hallmarks of that Babangida era. They start the fire at night, and then they burned down the entire building. They burnt down the entire building under the Babangida administration. But in this dispensational, because this is the second time now we're covering this sort of story, but they seem to be burning strategic offices and departments under the Buhari administration. Under the Babangida administration, they'll burn down the building, including the security person and everything there. But this one time, they're just burning files. So they started burning files. The fire reportedly started around 11 p.m. on Wednesday, badly affecting the building's third floor. The cause of the incident was unknown, the cause of the incident was unknown, could not be ascertained as at the time of filing the report. A source told correspondents that the fire started from the office of this. Aha! So this is just to tell you now that they are burning files. So now listen from here, pay particular attention from this paragraph now to the very end. So this tells you now that they've looted and they're covering up. A source told correspondents that the fire started from the office of the special advisor to the FMBN managing director, Ahmed Dangiwa, and later moved to the boardroom of the bank. So that is the thing right there. The brain room, the engine, who keeps all of the strategic files other than the special advisor to the managing director, and of the fire did not start in the tea room and ended there. It never does. It never starts in the clerk's room and ends there. It never does. It's always in the account department. It's always in the special advisors department. It's always one thing or the other, and it will be an electrical spark that they will attribute it to. But they've started burning files to cover up their looting. A source told correspondents that the fire started from the office of the special advisor to the FMBN managing director Ahmed Dingiwa and later moved to the boardroom of the bank. Another source said the fire lasted for about 2 hours before it was put out around 1 a.m. on Thursday. The fire destroyed, so this is it. The fire destroyed sensitive documents, another source told correspondents. The official said as a result of the incident, workers from the position of senior managers and below were asked to go home on Thursday morning until Monday, when they will be informed on the new date of their resumption. The fire started from the office of the SA to the MD at about 11 p.m. It spread to the boardroom and burned sensitive documents there before it was put out by 1 a.m. The spokesman for the bank, Ahmed Kauje, declined to comment on the incident. So that just, I mean, you don't even have to be a conspiratorial, conspiracy theory sort of a person. All of everything you need to know is in just this readout. The fire started at the MD's office. Sensitive strategic documents were burned, and 2 hours later, they put out the fire. They burnt the documents they wanted to burn, and then that's the end of it. So money's now disappeared. How many billions of dollars now is gone now from that little cameo of 2 hours? But this is not the last of it, by the way. So hold these words that I'm saying. As we hurtle towards the end of this administration, they will burn in strategic departments. They'll do it in the Ministry of Justice as well. We all know Abubakar Malami's record. They would even do it at TFCC. They will just be burning. They will just be burning documents. This is what we're going to see. So this is it. It has started. So as they burn documents, this ladies now prevail. This now a headline from Charlie Boy. Nigerian woman deported from United Kingdom after 25 years returns to find out her tenant has sold her house, now homeless. A woman who returned to Nigeria from the United Kingdom after being deported has been rendered homeless in her own country. Florence Awonogu, who spent 25 years abroad, discovered that her tenant had sold her house located at 23 M Close, 5th Avenue Festac in Lagos. The distraught woman was said to have reported the case to police but was detained for 3 months as she was connived against. Uh, Fifth Avenue by 51 Road Junction in Festac, Lagos, has become the resting place of a 65-year-old woman since she became homeless. The Nigerian woman, identified as Florence Awanogo, was said to have been deported from the United Kingdom after 25 years and found upon her return that her house was no longer hers. It actually shows the woman sleeping on the floor somewhere. It's just a tragedy. I'll post the story in the comment section so you can see the pictures. This is as the woman's tenant sold off the property to someone else without her knowledge. Uh, a Twitter user, Dixon MME, who shared the woman's predicament on social media, said he had before now thought Florence was mentally deranged, but summoned the courage to interact with her on the 9th of Wednesday, February the 9th. It was then she opened up to him. According to him, the 65-year-old woman said she had reported the issue to the police but was detained for 3 months after the case was compromised. Perhaps resigning to fate, she began sleeping by the roadside. The embittered narrator frowned at the wickedness meted to the woman and called on well meaning folks to fight for Florence. She spent 25 years in the United Kingdom struggling. Just imagine this kind of wickedness. I said to her, ma'am, all I can do for you is to take your case to social media and we might find someone who is willing to help. She said it's all right, and I asked her for permission to snap her. She said it's all right, he wrote. So I saw this woman yesterday at Festac 5th Avenue by 51 Road sleeping around 5th Avenue T Junction. I thought she was a mad woman. Someone told me she's not mad. I decided to meet her this night and ask her the problem. She begins to tell me her story. In brief, she was in the United Kingdom, and then it goes on to, I think it's really what you've read. So that's just the sad narrative. It's just a tragedy. Nigeria is a tragic space. How can anyone even sell your property? What sort of documentation would they have presented? And of course, she's turned up some middle-aged woman all by herself, completely 25 years out of Nigeria. That tells you she's completely new to the system now. Whoever sold the property just tipped the police to jail her and then kick her on the streets. She doesn't have the fight to fight, and then she's now roaming the street like a vagrant. A house owner, 25 years of struggle in the United Kingdom to build that home, and there it is. She must have trusted that particular tenant with her house documents for them to be able to even sell the property. She needs to give detailed information which can help in investigations to help lock up that evil tenant and also get her property back. This is what one Malik Hassan is saying. Another person, Nigerians can come up with a new document for your home if you don't go around it always. That is why on most houses, they write boldly, this house is not for sale. It's effed up like that. So that's the story of all of us, really. That but by the grace of God is something that could happen to virtually all of us. Because at some point you have to place some trust on somebody, especially when you're living outside of the country. And the moment you place that trust, then you leave your chances to faith. Because then you're at the mercy of the goodness and goodwill of that person. And this is what happened to that lady. So that there, by the grace of God, goes all of us. Back to politics. 2023, 8 support groups dump article back Southeast presidency. 8 pro-Atiku Abubakar support groups under the aegis of Coalition of Concerned Groups on Power Shift to the South has dumped the former vice president and unanimously drummed support for the Southeast to produce the next president in 2023. The group are Middle Belt Network for Atiku, Middle Belt Network for Atiku, North for North Support Group for Atiku, uh, uh, Tarika Arewa Vanguard for Atiku, Taraki Arewa Vanguard for Atiku, Southwest Development Frontier, and it goes on to give their list. Addressing newsmen yesterday in Abuja, National Press addressing newsmen yesterday in Abuja, National President Middle Belt Network for Atiku, Luka Palm, implored Atiku to reconsider his presidential ambition and give way to the Southeast to produce the next president. We are, by this media briefing, calling on any political party interested in national unity come 2023 to do the needful on this fundamental patriotic call. Having sampled opinions of everyday Nigerians across the board using different scientific and informal methods, we join our voices and stake our integrity on this demand for power shift to the southern part of the country come 2023. We are not unaware that some northerners are aspiring to occupy the office of president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in the coming general election slated for 2023. Whilst these aspirants sit sit in comfortably with the letter of the 1999 Constitution, they negate the spirit of the same Constitution, which recognizes the principle of federal character in appointments into public office, though it does not expressly bar such persons from aspiring to lead their country. In the interest of the spirit in which the 1999 Constitution as amended was framed, taking into full cognizance the foundations upon which this country was built, power needs to shift to the South to show good faith and help to heal the decades old wounds of the nation, which are getting more pronounced by the day. Furthermore, we make clear an undiluted call on former Vice President Atiku Abubakar to give second thoughts to his desire to contest for the office of president in the 2023 elections. Whilst Alhaji Atiku Abubakar has served the nation with distinction, as evidenced in the fact that we have been his supporters for years, it is also undeniable that at 77 years of age, going into this race, it will be a mismatch of national priorities to support his quest, taking into consideration the unique interplay of circumstances currently confronting the country. Nigeria needs a young and more energetic. Nigeria needs a young and more energetic unifier who will be able to handle the rigors of being physically present in crisis sports to make the physical and psychological statement of government being in charge and committed to finding lasting solutions to our national challenges. Having been around 4 decades and served at different levels, up to the highest levels of government as a very influential vice president, we believe Alhaji Atiku Abubakar has done his tour of duty in the front row of national affairs. It is now time for him to take a back seat and play the role of elder statesman, the billings of which he has lived up to. His role going forward should be of providing guidance to the younger ones across ethnic, religious, and partisan divisions to help build a consensus of what Nigeria should be and how she ought to go about becoming all she can be in the Committee of Nations. We are also not unmindful of the fact that Alhaji Atiku Abubakar abandoned the party structure of the PDP and his support groups post 2019 elections, a clear betrayal of trust, reposting him as encapsulated as an encapsulation of the sum of their legitimate aspirations and hope for Nigeria. We are equally not blind to the optics of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar's preferred public association with members of the top echelon of Nigerian elite, showing he has lost touch with the reality of the suffering masses of Nigeria who are beaten by the current bug of the economy and the potential drifting of political ship of the state. As a professed lover of the east of Nigeria, haven't even gone as far as taking a wife from that region, we urge Alhaji Atiku to substitute his personal ambition with overt support for a candidate of Eastern extraction. The time is now, if we must save Nigeria, for a younger candidate to take the saddle and take back our country from a particular set of Nigerians who are in their late 70s and 80s. The time is now for new thinking to guide Nigeria in the direction that is befitting of 21st century society as the giant of Africa and Africa's largest economy to play a leadership role in African affairs and in the Committee of Nations as a whole. Our members, in their numbers across the country, are on standby in the various political parties and consulting from outside of the parties to ensure that Southeastern presidency is achieved in 2023. So the decamping now of articles trusted to the eastern quarter. So the drum beats from the east getting louder and louder, and the drum beat from Atiku starting to peter out and fade away. But how it plays out, we find out just shortly. So we land now on this. 2023, APC, PDP governors Dangote, Otedola, others move to save Nigeria. So quite what that move is, let's just find out exactly now. Eminent Nigerian leaders, including prominent business, political, civil society, and thought leaders, have met in Lagos to address key issues towards saving the country ahead of 2023. The meeting witnessed the attendance of 14 current governors, 13 former governors, 3 former Senate presidents, renowned administrators, captains of industry, amongst others, to map a new consensus for national rebirth. Under the title of 2022 Committee, the leaders expressed that Nigeria had to be secured and united enough to confront the challenges of choosing the right candidates for the 2023 general elections. In a statement released on Wednesday, the leaders worked in 3 subcommittees of national security, the economy, and Nigeria in transition. The statement was titled Eminent Business, Political, Society, and Thought Leaders Meet in Lagos to Build Consensus for National Rebirth. The statement partly reads The meeting will continue as we work with federal and state governments, current and future political leaders of all political persuasions, as well as other eminent patriotic citizens for the greater good of the Nigerian people. Whilst the 2022 committee is interested in the quality of leadership that will emerge in Nigeria at all levels, we consider attempts to link the committee with candidates or political parties for the 2023 election as unwarranted and unnecessary distraction. Candidates are only chosen by political parties, and we are not a political party. All the 100 leading lights of the 2022 committee have the capacity for national leadership. Indeed, amongst the very active participants in the work of the committee are over 7% from 3 or more political parties who have already publicly declared their aspiration to lead the country but are desirous of working with other patriots for non-partisan greater national goals. We must have a secure, peaceful, and united nation before we can have candidates for political offices. The committee believes that what Nigeria needs today is for all patriots to come together to rescue our nation from all political, economic, and security threats and promote the unity of Nigeria. We call on all patriots to volunteer. We call on all patriotic volunteers who are willing and able to join this collective effort to stabilize the system so we can all build a new Nigeria we can all be proud of. So there we are. Serving governors who attended the meeting include Aminu Tambuwal Sokoto, Mohammed Abubakar Jigawa, Babagana Zulum Borno, Babajide Sanwo-Olu Lagos, Abubakar Bagudu Jigawa, Dave Umahi Ebonyi, Kayode Fayemi Ekiti. Former governors include Rabiu Kwakwanso Kano, Senator Adamu Aliru Kebi, Turika Jigawa, Peter Obi Anambra, Bafa Rawa Sokoto, Gbenga Daniels Ogun, Ohakin Imo, Donald Duke Cross River, Adams Oshiomhole Edo, Ibikunle Amosun Ogun, two former Senate presidents, Ayim Pius Ayim and Bukola Saraki were part of the meeting. So we've been talking about a third force, but that meeting, no, that is Nigeria right there. Anybody that is outside of that meeting is of no relevance. Outside of the names like Buhari and Tinubu, who could not be there for reasons that we all know. From the business community, chairman slash president Dangote Group of Companies, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, chairman of BUA Group, Alhaji Abdul Samad Rabiu, Mr. Femi Otedola, Mike Adenuga, Jim Ovia, Atedo Peterside, Fola Adeola, and Tony Elemelu were on the ground during the meeting. So these people don't get out of bed for less than $1 billion. So that tells you then there's something afoot in that space. Adale Koko, good to see you. What are you making of this? We are talking about a third force, So maybe not quite. So maybe not quite a third force, but certainly the force to reckon with. What are you making of this meeting, Operation Rescue Nigeria, Dangote style?
How are you, one man?
I'm good.
This group of people
Mm.
are not the one that can save Nigeria.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, back that up.
Yeah, because they are
ruined the country. Yeah.
They are the one that have benefited in that country. They are the one that have been favored by Nigerian state, and they are the one that created the problem that we are going through in the country now.
Would you concede that that group is Nigeria right there? That group is what happens or does not happen in Nigeria. If Nigeria is going to be rescued, it's going to be that group. And if Nigeria is going to just be left to die, it's going to be that group.
No, it's not that group that will rescue Nigeria.
Okay.
They are the one that drove Nigeria to where Nigeria is today, to a state of, almost with economic insolvency. They benefited most in that country, politically, economically. They are the one that Nigerian state favored most. Those are the people that I can say that controls the 90% of Nigerians' wealth, and they cannot solve the problem. They're coming together for their own interests and not the interests of the country. The real people that can save Nigeria are Nigerians themselves, the Nigerian citizen. Who are the Nigerian citizens that I'm referring to?
That's somewhat of a left-wing kumbaya sort of view. It is an egalitarian view that does not cohere with real politics. There's no country on this planet that has ever been rescued by the people, unless you go back to Bolshevik in Russia, which was not even rescued by the people or the. It's always the people at the power spaces that are going to always decide how the country moves. Surely, is that not the case?
What I mean is that the people of Nigeria are the ones that suffer the hardship in the country now. Mm-hmm. When it comes to the economic hardship, they suffer it more than those people over there.
If
Those
they
people are
decide to move Nigeria's economy forward, can they move it forward outside of Aliko Dangote, Femi Otedola, Mike Adenuga, Rabiu, all of these names? Who will move the economy other than those people?
one man. Let me finish. I will answer that question, but let me
Oh,
finish
all right, go on.
the effect of bad governance in Nigeria are suffered by the people. It's the people like me and you and our people back home that are suffering that effect of bad governance. Economic hardship, insecurity, joblessness, cultism, and all these bad thing that is happening in that country. Bad road, bad school system, hospital without equipment. It's with the people. Those people don't suffer it. They have 24 hours security around them all the time. We, the people, does not have it. People are killed across the country. None of these people are killed. So, bad road, we drive in public transport and we are the one being kidnapped. We are the one that run into motor accident, and all we are the people. They don't. They have helicopter. They can take them from one place to the other. They can fly from one side of the country to the other. Bad educational facilities. Their children doesn't go to public school. It's our own children that go to public school. So all this problem, these people with their bad governance and connivance with each other, the people, the Dangote group or the Otedolas and all of them, they are the people, they are pally with these politicians. These politicians make them what they are today by a way of, favor and give them all the wealth of the nation and allow them to be stickingly rich and not creating an enabling environment for businesses, to strive and don't create competition, in the business circle. So they cannot solve the problem. They create it. But we, the people, as mostly educated as we are, if we, the people, can look at the situation and said, okay, enough is enough. In the coming election, we want to vote these two parties that have dragged us into this mess we have today. They've been running this country for over 20 years, and the country is in bad shape, and we vote them out of power. That is when we will start to solve our problem. It looks very hard, but it is doable. It is doable. So what they are jostling for is a kind of negotiation between themselves and see what they can do, to pacify us temporarily, to make us feel that, oh, okay, there is hope. That is what they are trying to do. What can we do to this element that are yelling here and there, yelling Yoruba nation, Igbo nation, and they cry all over the country? Let us, do something to give some sort of relief.
Throw the dog a bone, sort of thing.
Yeah, yes. So that is what they are trying to permutate there, but not really to solve the problem. So, what is the question you asked the other time?
And hold on, Adale Koko. Let's bring Babatunde into the conversation, just because it's a new voice, and then to sample
okay.
where he stands. So we have the conversation like 4 ways: you, me, Babatunde, and Bia. But let's hear from Baba. Yes,
One man, take
her.
excuse from me, first of all, because I came before your Babatunde, Baba
Look at
Yomi.
that.
Okay?
Look at
Yes.
that.
Madam is
Look
here
at that.
now.
Look
Madam
at
of the
that.
platform. Bend your
Uh,
head, also. Come
The
on.
all
real
right, all
madam
right.
of the platform.
Yeah,
All right,
so
sir.
Emily
Twale,
Conley.
Twale.
Ìwọ
Emily
nìkan
Conley.
náà ni
Twale,
ìyá
alaye
lóde
madam.
Wọ́n dẹ̀
ìyá
àlàyé
lóde
bàbá
Twale
náà ni
lawa.
mí. Wọ́n dẹ̀
Twale.
ní pankiri tí máa fi lu máa
Look
yìí
at
ni.
that.
Wọ́lẹ̀.
ìyá lóde of one man
Wọ́lẹ̀.
went to know.
Look at that. The Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò
Ní
of
Adisán Ogo
Yoruba
yàtọ̀
land.
ààrẹ ọ̀nà gbogbo Yorùbá land náà ni.
Look at that. Good to hear from you, Bia. But I'm only going to Babatunde because you know how we always like to hear new voices just
No
to
problem, no problem. I
hear what their
understand.
politics are. So let's hear from Babatunde. So Babatunde, the conversation you've been listening to, Ajanle Koko, myself, and you, Bia, and Bia. But what I was suggesting is that this coming together committee, they are calling themselves Committee of 2022. And they are coming together with a rescue plan for Nigeria. And all of the names that we read out, that's essentially Nigeria, from Dangote to Otedola and everybody in between, and anybody that is not on that in that space. Elemedu or whatever his name is, that one, the philanthropist, every single person there, Rabiu. So I'm saying the rescue of Nigeria is in those hands, but Ajanle Koko insists that the renation of Nigeria is in those hands. What are you making then of this committee that has emerged, Babatunde? So we can't hear you. After all that build up, look at this man. Eh?
You need to unmute him. Say, okay.
Oh, no, it's muted. Did I mute you from here? Hold on. No, unmute yourself.
I've got
There
it
you are.
unmuted now. Can you
All
hear
right,
me?
brilliant. Yes, we can.
All right,
Perfectly.
yeah.
Good to have you.
I think Ajan Lekoko obviously is correct. You know,
Look at
anybody
that.
can
Another
come up
Ajan
with
Lekoko follower.
Ajan Lekoko is correct with his submission. But you can always look at things this way. It's a nomenclature. They want to rescue plan for Nigeria. Anybody can have a rescue plan. I mean, it's just a name. But if you look at the nitty-gritty, are they really going to rescue Nigeria? Have these people do they have precedents of rescuing us from problems or actually benefiting the populace? All their businesses is just they are all these capitalistic industries, companies that are given tax. Can you hear me? I can't hear myself, you know.
We can hear you
Hear me.
perfectly.
Oh, I see.
We're hearing you. We're hearing you.
You know, companies like Dangote that has been for several years, he's been given tax evasion. I mean, should I say tax leave or something like that? I think that's what they call it. He doesn't have to pay tax for importation and all that. You know, he just have the use of the wharf, $10. I mean, you know, all of them. They don't have any interest of anybody. What are the good things they have been doing for us? Well, you just have to look at that one. Yoruba say pé ẹni tó bá fẹ́ ibi pẹlẹbẹ la ti mọ́lẹ̀ jẹ, you know. If that is true, then we need to have seen when there is social uprising, when people are not happy, when there's problem in the community of security, of not being able to go to farm. How many of the voices of these people have you heard? Even when Dangote's truck has killed people, yeah, we don't hear him talk. There's no compassion to the citizens. All of them are only interested in their business. That is just for me to summarize things. You know, when we have problems, where have you seen these people? All these people are doing this meeting just to protect their investment. That is the short and long of the story. It is not in your
Okay.
interest.
I don't share in yours and Ajanle Koko's cynicism. That's somewhat of a cynical view. My view is that yes, these people, they are capitalists, of course, and it's never a bad word. People hear the word capitalist and they recoil from it. These people are profiteers. They're out to make a profit. And they see that the country is now just untenable the way it is. And within them, they have the solution. What are we talking in terms of money in just that gathering? We're talking almost $400 to $500 billion, if not $1 trillion, just in that room. You know, so that is what we're talking about. And I feel that if these people are moved to move in favor of Nigeria, they can rescue that country. They pump money into the space. They ensure that the person that comes in is decent enough. Saraki was there. Ayim was there. Who wasn't there? So if Nigeria is going to be rescued, it has to come from there. It's not going to be Aluta. Aluta will just get you shot now. They will just
One
shoot you now.
man, you are just a devil's advocate.
No, but who is going to rescue Nigeria apart from it's
Well,
money. It's money
I
that
agree
moves
with.
things now. It's
Well,
money that moves things,
I agree.
not
I'm
idealism
not.
and
I didn't use
plan.
capitalism in a bad way.
Mm,
But remember, I said something as well. People that have been given tax leave for so many years to
mm.
amass more wealth. All I'll be looking for as a businessman is to continue to have that tax relief or exclusion of other competitors so that I can monopolize the market. So it's just like a jamboree. It's a party that's been going on. And I would love the party to continue. That is what the meeting is for. Or your oil blocks that they have already isolated for themselves. They are looking for a new set of politicians that will ensure continuity in such things, whereby there's no even distribution of wealth. So, like I said, just look into the recent history, what has been going on in the country. When, as people, the times people have voiced out of not happy with the way government is being run, with the way security has affected us all over the place. How many times have you seen these people come out to talk? So they have business interests all over the place, but you're not talking about the citizens that are complaining about problems. All of a sudden, there's going to be a change of pattern in government. They are not telling you that they have a rescue plan. They're coming up together to make a rescue plan. It means protection of wealth. My brother, you don't need to look far. Don't be a devil's advocate, one man.
No.
That's your job, though.
No, I'm not. I hear cynicism, and I can understand the cynicism in Nigeria because we've just been betrayed so many times. We've been beaten down
You
so
have
many
to be.
times, and all the people that have betrayed us and beaten us down, a lot of them captured in that room. The exploiters, the chancers, the opportunists, the rankadades, and all of them in there. But if that country is going to be rescued, it's going to be the power movers and the money brokers and the decision makers. It's not going to be which kind of democracy be this or with some people carrying. It's not placard on the streets. It's
We
meetings in the boardroom.
we have to give them the credit anyway for meeting. At the end of
Yes.
the day, they are Nigerians and they have the right to meet.
Are you just saying that because that is Ajale Koko's position? Because I've
No, 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 no,
noticed
no,
that
no. Genuinely,
Ajale Koko's followers,
no, 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 no.
they are very powerful people. Eh?
Everybody that is a citizen,
Eh.
citizen. I'm
Mm.
using that word carefully because I know we are in by name citizens, but uh,
But by nature or
right,
servants,
we are not
we are
citizens.
slaves. Yes.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Uh, uh,
So, but as citizens, they all have the right to meet. I'm sure that in that meeting, they all have divergent views on how to run the country or how to move the country forward. Obviously, they will not be telling us that. So they have the right. However, I think we have to be very careful. When people like that meet, I cannot afford not to be cynical because that is the only way I can protect myself. I know I'm by nature a citizen, but by right I'm not. So what's stopping me from being cynical?
all
That is
right.
the only way forward for you to be cynical, man.
All right. Mix that, sprinkle a little bit of optimism in that cynicism, so that you must always have hope. Otherwise, you just be depressed. You don't want to be depressed. You want to be cheerful. Believe in the system.
Absolutely.
So good to hear from you, Baba. Today, let's get back to Ajanle
Thank you.
Koko and put him a different talking point. Tinubu owns huge shares in Apple, Manchester United. So this interesting story, but not essentially surprising, because a lot of the money that these people control, they are international money. These people are not wealthy Nigeria; they are wealthy global. So of course, their money will be in global play. When something important is happening and people are looking to park money in that space, it is usually these sort of people that park their money there. So huge chunks of shares in Apple and Manchester United. Bola Tinubu, does that surprise you or does that cohere with how you see the guy, Ajale Koko?
You see, when I heard this spokesman said this thing yesterday, I look at it two ways. He's trying to promote him as a person that being wealthy before he came to politics, and that he didn't make his money from politics. And on the other side, I look at it that, is it doing good to him or bad? So on the bad side, he has opened up a space for us to look into. That share that he talked about in Apple and in
Manchester United.
what do you call it? Manchester United, as if we look at Tinubu's tax report, how did they call it in Nigeria? Tax declaration or declaration of
Assets, as they put it.
assets. Maybe we need to look into it. Did he declare it there or not? So this guy has opened a space for his competitor to, get a searchlight and look into his declaration of asset. So it could open up, if he didn't declare it, that could open up a campaign against him and possibly a probe by government that he stashed money somewhere that he didn't declare, as a governor or maybe, as a politician in the country. So,
which is a lesser evil to battle? Him not declaring assets on forms or allegations of corruptions, or where did you? Because my
it
reading of
depends
this
on the
is
time.
my reading
If he
of this
bought,
is they are
if he
trying to
bought those,
justify his wealth. They are trying to
yeah,
justify his
if
wealth.
he
This
bought
is what
those shares during the time he was Lagos State governor and he didn't declare it, that is a fraud. I mean,
No,
that means that
we had that narrative with Peter Obi now and the Pandora Papers.
well, I mean, it's a two different thing. It's a two different thing. Buying shares while you are in what do you call it? In while you are in office, did you buy it from your own, salary as a governor? And where did you get the money from? Why didn't you declare it? The Obi case is different. His bank manager in London was the one that advised him. He used his fund in foreign account, to invest in that Pandora something that we heard about. So it's a two different thing. It's a two different scenario there. So I don't know if the guy, his spokesman, is doing good to him or bad. So, but if I were one of his competitors, I will try to, bring out a searchlight and try to go into record and see if this guy actually declared this or not, and start a campaign against him from there. So that's the way I see it.
All right, thank you. There's a big bounce back from here. And Soludo, 20 minutes inauguration. Just briefly on that, because we're getting a little feedback from you. Ajale Koko.
Okay. Okay. Soludo, 20 minutes. That is wonderful.
Just
I think
shake,
that's an history.
sign the papers, shake my hand. Let's let's drink tea and get out.
Get out.
Sign the paper, shake my hand, take photograph, and get out. That's just it. That is what we want. That is what I mean. I'm not saying we. I want to see that. Not $500 million on what would you do?
That guy has set an history right there. He has made an history right there as number one governor in Nigeria that didn't carry out ceremony on his inauguration day. And he's trying to demonstrate something to us, that leadership It's all about working hard and make things work for the people in the country, and not um, running ceremony and spending lavishly on what cannot bring cannot bring any positive, cannot make any positive impact in the life of the people. So Soludo should be commended, and I hope it's going to be a practice in Nigeria. And I believe this practice will help in putting an end into.
It will be embarrassing for the next guy to now have this 10 billion naira party when Soludo has already just said, shake my hands, take photo, and leave. So if the
Yes.
next guy is now saying, go and bring Sonia Day and Whiskey, you know,
Yeah. This is.
it could prove to be a paradigm shift,
Oh
a
yes.
move away
Oh
from
yes.
this.
Yes, we have to. You see, this Soludo guy, the way he constituted the transition committee and the caliber of people that he put into that committee, I mean, they are national asset for that country. The integrity of those people, like Patti Tomi, what's the name of that lady?
Ezekwesili.
Kwesele, and some other credible people to look for the best brain to run the government for him. I mean, it looked like this guy really want to do a wonderful job in that Anambra state, and I hope that what he has started, the way he has started it good, it will not succumb to the pressure of politicians,
No,
because
I hope so too. What I want to see from this guy is like big infrastructural, people centric projects, not white elephant projects like Rota Sokorota that was building statues. You know,
yeah,
so
yeah,
big infrastructural. Take that road from the center and take it to the very border of your state and open up that state to bring the economy of the interlands and link it to the center of so that just real big, big infrastructural projects is my expectation from this guy. Not nonsense, because it doesn't strike me as a nonsense guy.
yeah. And I hope his economic policy will attract investors to Anambra, to come and invest and help the economy of Anambra to grow more than the way it is now. So, because the Southeast is one of the backward region.
And there is one. I would say is one of the last unexplored space.
Yes,
There's wealth in the interlands of they have the most fertile land for agriculture in Nigeria. So that's just a wealth on itself. But
no,
underneath that ground,
no, they don't have the most fertile
well,
land. No.
that is what they said. I saw a UI report that says that, but maybe to the contrary. But what lies under the ground in the east has not really been explored yet because the whole area is just still forestry and vegetation. So they need to open it up so that we can see the economy, really the real wealth. There's real wealth in that east that is yet to be explored.
Yeah, because the eastern Nigeria is one of the backward region in terms of economic, development, or because they only contribute only 1% to the GDP of Nigeria. So, and the Igbo people does not invest in their own land. They don't. They move out and invest in other parts of Nigeria.
Except to go
They
and
don't
build
invest.
these grotesque
Yes,
mansions in the
they
village,
don't.
just
They
these
don't
ugly
invest.
looking buildings in the village.
They don't invest. So maybe what this guy is going to do, we attract them to come back home and invest in their own land, and possibly, stimulate the economy of that place, and help their economy to be competitive with other parts of Nigeria. Just imagine, Anambra State is the only state in the Southeast that can economically, can financially sustain herself. No other state in that Southeast can survive without subvention or allocation from federal government. They cannot pay worker salary. They can't do anything. Only Anambra State. And as a matter of fact, it's only 3 states in the whole of Nigeria: Lagos, Anambra, and Rivers. That's a failure of the entire country. You have only 3 states out of 36 that can financially sustain themselves. It shows that we have failed economically. So, but Soludo, I hope that he will do well. I hope that he will do well, and he won't give in to politician pressure, because if he want to, take drastic action that will really bring development to the people of Anambra State, he has to step on so many toes. He has to jettison the interests of politicians, and doing that, politicians will come up with their crooked way of fighting back and possibly try to take him out of place. But I hope he will not give in to them, and the people of Anambra State will stand by him to give them the best of the best.
You know that Ajale Koko, you know that the Anambra project, the Soludo project, is not actually an Anambra project. It's a Nigerian project, because I'm vested in it and I'm invested in it as well. We want to see somebody take a state and use the resources of that state to develop it. And we want Soludo to be the test case for that. Because we all know what needs to be done, and we know it can be done with the right person. So Soludo now, all of the body language of that right person. So if he goes on and uses, and like you say, the team when you are talking part to Tommy, we are talking Madame Ngozi, Madame Ezekwesili, and you are talking Soludo, you don't get more highbrow than that. You don't get more, established and experienced than that. So if that can create something in that state that shines as a light outside of the dollar for bags, Jigawa, Yobia, etc., then that then shames the rest of them into, all this just awarding of contracts and building white elephant projects. So we need him to succeed in order then that we can use him as a template to beat the rest of them over the head with.
Yes, we need him to succeed. And what that is going to bring in for us as a people is that it will attract technocrats, people that really believe to serve their fatherland and transform their father's land to one of the best country in the world, will now jump into politics and we possibly drive away all these criminals that we have in position of government, and the people will start saying that, if we can vote against politicians and vote for the right person, yes, our life can get better. So people will start seeing it that it is the best thing to vote for the right person and not take money to vote, and for these people that will be there for 4 years and will not do anything, will not make part in the life of the people, and will just mess up everything. So Soludo will be a template. Its success will be a template, for others to jump into politics and rescue that nation out of the present predicament that the country is going through. So I salute him for what he did. 5 minutes handshake, 20 minutes, everything is over. Everybody go back to your office and go and serve your fatherland. That is what we want. And I hope others will start emulating that and save resources to help for the development of the state and not wasting resources. Look at what that guy wanted to do before he
For
rejected
half
it.
a billion naira
Half
for
a billion for
inauguration.
what?
To do what? To
Ó
shake
fẹ́ gbé
hands
lọ ni, ó lè ní.
what a
It
quick
was a
now?
takeaway. That
What
was
a
his
quick contract.
last day.
Do you know we went through
Guys,
the
has
list?
this happened already?
No, well, it was budgeted, and Soludo said, "Look, don't do it on my behalf because I will hold you to account." They said they wanted to buy caps and attires, but on the list of what they are going to spend the money on was rainmakers. They are going to spend
Uh,
the money on babalawos. This was on actual budget. For you know, this is Anambra style. You know,
oh
budget was
my
out. You
God.
remember we went through the list now, Ajale Koko? Do you not remember when I say
Oh yeah,
rainmakers to
yeah.
prevent
Uh,
eh,
and they're gonna have a t-shirt, cap, and
yes,
everything gonna cost $500 million.
yes,
I
yes,
mean,
yes.
I can. I mean, we have to commend him and see
Do
that
you know that the
supporting.
incumbent he has about 5 to 8,000 assistants? Just one satellite middle income state in Nigeria. He has about the special assistant has a special assistant, and
Uh-huh.
he has a special assistant
Assistant.
who has an assistant.
Can you see that?
It's 3, 4, 5, 8,000 of them.
Yeah,
You know, it's just a nonsense, isn't it? It's a high crime.
it's a
You
high
know.
crime.
Let's
All
not.
right.
That's my
Thank you,
take on
Ajale
that.
Koko. Let me acknowledge Alexander. Before I acknowledge Alexander's super chat, let me just implore people to thumbs up the stream. You know, because we're seeing impacts in the numbers, so just that thumbs up. And then let me acknowledge Alexander super chat, and then go on to Babatunde just for reasons of time. So Alexander super chats to the conversation that Ajale Koko and I and the rest of us were having. Soludo will turn Anambra economy into a world beater, thereby showcasing the wherewithal of a genuine Igbo administrator. He has the capacity. So Alexander now giving his seal of approval for an anticipation of Soludo's tenure. So thank you for the super chat, Alexander. And thank you, Ajale Koko, as we go on to Babatunde. So Babatunde, to you this space. Fire got Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria headquarters in Abuja. So
Listen.
note that because week after week we'll be going through this because they are now coming to like a year left to live. They've looted everything, they borrowed and looted everything. So now they are going to be burning down account departments and wherever the files are stored in all of the parastatals across Nigeria. So it's quite interesting. The fire never starts in some obscure office. It's always in the accounts department.
Accounts.
In this instance, it was the office of the special assistant to the managing director and the board room and the managing director's office that the fire gutted. And they said sensitive documents were
What are
destroyed.
you
So
expecting now?
sensitive documents destroyed means that $5-10 billion. So here we go. Rinse and repeat. Babangida all over again. Babatunde, what says you?
Well, it's a time-tested method of you know getting away with murder. You know, um, I mean, it's the first time I'm hearing this. To be sincere, I've shut down a little bit from reading news from Nigeria, but it's always good to see your headlines. Sometimes,
Too depressing, Abi.
yeah, sometimes when I don't, because I don't really go to look for those news anymore. Even when I don't join your stream, I read your your handles, whatever you write. That gives me an idea of what is going on. I think that's just enough because I don't want to get into the details.
Are you in America? Because I think 80% of my followership are in America.
No. I told you I live in Birmingham. We are here
Birmingham.
together.
Oh, all right, there
Yeah.
you are. Eh?
Yeah. I think you said, is it Ajale Koko? You told me once that lives in Birmingham or somewhere around as well.
No, engineer.
Okay, yeah. You were telling me somebody lives around here as well. Well, this issue of having somebody embezzle money in JAMB, you will see one JAMB, that department will get burned. Mortgage bank, it will get burned. After election, somebody is trying to hide something, INET will get burnt. It's just a time-tested method of, like I said, of getting away with murder. And because there's never any investigation, anyone that brings anybody to justice, it will continue to happen. See, I tell you what, any student, any good student, I mean, depending on your intention, what you want to use your knowledge to do, there is already an established way, well crafted way to get away with murder in Nigeria. You understand me? All you need to do is to look what are the leaders just time past, what they did. Follow their path, you will never get it wrong. It is so established a channel that things are just done the same way. And in fact, if you are not part of the caucus, if you get yourself into their same method, they will protect you because they don't want that channel or that method to be exposed. It's just ridiculous. At this age, when all I mean, I won't even say well developed, but because I would say that we are all human beings, we are all growing in knowledge, in bounds. Even in Nigeria, people should be able to build houses with fire, with water sprinklers, with fire alarms. How government agencies where they keep official documents, where I mean, it's ridiculous. They never get to upgrade any building specification because of all this rubbish. If they have specified the way buildings should be built, they give us good specification, or things are stored electronically, maybe in the cloud, with good security around it. All this won't be a problem. Nobody will burn any building down. If they know that there's a copy of this document electronically somewhere that you cannot get to, they will not bother burning it down. But they will never let us get there. You know, just, I mean, what Ajale Koko said about Anambra State, I mean, we are hoping, well, even Alexandra commented that it's going to, I mean, Soludo is going to turn the state to be a good state. I hope so as well. But within the confines of this confederation called Nigeria, I don't know even what we call ourselves, maybe federation called Nigeria, uh, I mean, it's limited. When you have a constitution that puts almost everything on the exclusive list and just little for the state government to do, I mean, if he wants to do something major, he's bound to go to the federal government for permission. But because they don't want him to shine, I can imagine the answer. Don't do it. Just like what Tinubu got from Obasanjo the other time. Independent power project, stop this, just so that Lagos State will not excel. This is the kind of people we are dealing with. It's ridiculous. And I hope that one man meant sumo comes back, because really, this issue of burning houses and all that, there is a way around it, but because of our set ways of embezzling money, covering corruption, they will never upgrade the way we build our houses, the way we store our documents, so that they can continue to perpetrate, and their evil children will continue to enslave the populace.
All right, thank you. And
Sadly,
that and Tinubu owning Manchester United. You are a Brummy, so hopefully you're an Aston Villa man. I suspect.
before that
But
place get burnt.
maybe imagine they go and start burning Manchester United to hide documents and burning Apple. But this story coming out that Tinubu owns big shares in Manchester United and Apple Corporation. What are you making of that? Why do you think they've put that story out? And what are you making of the story itself, Babatunde?
Well, sincerely speaking, I cannot think of anything right away, because for now, Tinubu is not in any government position that by law is required to declare his asset and all that. So I'm surprised that all this kind of news is even coming out. But certainly, uh, it's not just any news. There's a reason for it being out in the community. For those people that are watching how things are going, they probably have an idea of why. But for me, I don't have any clue why this news came out. But certainly, uh, something is behind it. Only that I don't know. Let's throw it
All
out
right.
to other people. Maybe they have an idea.
All right. Let me take you to this. Oh, sorry, I was taking a. Hold on. Let me take you to the space. Eight support groups dump article back Southeast presidency. So these people that have been supporting article man and boy, so they've now decided to move away from his narrative to go with a different paradigm. So what do you think is in play there? Because article just came fast and strong from the kickoff, but it looks as though his campaign is now hitting somewhat of a buffer people are starting to now pay more attention to him, his age, his antecedents, and what they want for the future of Nigeria. So people clamoring for a younger candidate and candidate of an Eastern extraction, and people now that are supporters of the article traditionally, they now recoil and look to the East. So what are you making then? One, of the jettisoning of article, and two, of the looking to the East.
It's a welcome development as far as I'm concerned. Um, I wouldn't even. I mean, some things. I mean, sometimes things that happen in Nigeria breaks my heart. That this is somebody that we had that was the vice president of the country, that knew that it was the turn of Yoruba and he was the vice president. And when he thought that it was the president of the North, he went to. I mean, he pronounced that he want to be the president. I mean, just to fulfill the turn of the North. That was then. Then a couple of years down the line now, he doesn't want to recognize that there's this gentleman agreement between the North and the South, although it's not constitutional. So I'm surprised that even came out. However, the fact that he's losing the support he got is thinning out. It's a good development. It means that people are not just stupid; they are being sensible about it. Wherever they give that support to Southeast, for me, as a to be fair, I do feel that Southeast should
Oh,
have.
come on, come on.
No,
You
wait.
are not. You are not one of them. Are you one of
No,
them?
One
no,
man, let
well,
him be
This,
free,
this is
please.
look,
yeah,
Ajale Koko. This is what
one
they have
man,
done to
one man,
people
wait,
because
one
Ajale.
Let
man,
one
one
man,
man.
let him air his view.
Is he hearing
Whatever.
it now? What is he hearing?
See, I'm a Yoruba man, yeah.
Don't speak
Don't
for
worry,
him.
my name gives me how big time, innit? But I tell you one thing, in the name of fairness, I can talk about my sentiments, but my sentiment is what we hear all around. It doesn't define an individual, or sorry, rather, it doesn't define the whole populace of the Southeast. We Yorubas, we have our own what we do best and what we
But do
do
you want a
badly.
foreigner? Do you want a foreigner to be the president of Nigeria, like they had in Ghana with Rawlings?
No, well, Rollins wasn't a foreigner. He has a foreign father, but his mother was a Ghanaian.
So you
And
want
culturally,
a Biafran to be the president of Nigeria?
Are you
well,
calling Biafrans foreign now,
you,
one man?
Is it not
yeah,
You never cease to
is it
amaze
not a
me, this
foreign? Is
man.
it not
you know,
another country? Is it not
don't
another
mind.
country?
I know what he's
This
trying
Is
to
it
man,
not?
say
Is
I
it
now.
not
can see
another
I can
country?
see
Is
the
it not
smoke banner.
another
The
country?
smoke
No,
banner, one man, eh?
one man, you know
Is it
one
not
thing.
another country? You want a Biafran to be the president of
Wait.
Nigeria?
I hope what
You
you're
want to be
saying now
conquered
I
comes
know
to
by
you're looking
foreign
pass.
for my
countries,
attention. You won't get it
I
today.
pray what you are saying now
and
will
yet
come
you
to
speak.
pass, that Biafra will stand on its own. But as it were now, that we know that the Biafra is still part of Nigeria, it's not an independent state. I do feel that somebody from, rather, I think saying Biafra is actually not accurate. Let's say Southeast, they deserve to be the president of Nigeria. That's one thing I know.
You are disrespecting the Biafran, the Igbos by calling them from the southeast. They
No,
call themselves Biafrans.
That is
no,
wrong. I am an Igbo by to the core. Nothing like that, one
So
man. Don't bring this
sorry.
division.
What is your name on the screen?
Proudly Bia.
Oh, but so
Because
not proudly anymore, Abby.
one
Look at
man,
this. What are
yeah,
you doing,
no, no,
Abby?
no.
Why
There are
you?
different extractions that make up Biafra, and the
why?
Igbos are
This
part of it.
one
Okay,
man.
so you need to respect that, one man. And
Are you Biafran or not?
I'm everything.
Look at
Everything
that.
that goes
Look at that.
positive. That's me.
Yeah,
Yes.
proudly bear. Depending on the context of discussion, you could be Biafran, you could be
Absolutely.
This is it.
Look at my real
Ojankala
brother
and
now. Eh?
Oshokolo. Ojankala Shokolo. Look at that. Double
Eh?
Dutch. You want to be double Dutch.
Me,
One man,
where
you're a populist now. You want to be popular.
I served in Umaya, and you know what? When I was there for 1 year, of course I have my bad experiences, but I don't see them different from me. They're just like me. Everybody's behaving the same. We are all just lovely people all over the place. So now thinking that those old people that I met, none of them deserves to be president is ridiculous. I had people that helped me to teach, to get me extra job in Umaya. They were lovely looking after me. They don't know my parents, but they were watching over me. Then thinking that all those people, nice people, none of them deserve to be the president is ridiculous. It's super ridiculous.
All right.
I would love somebody from that extra to be president. if it's possible. However, as things are in Nigeria, is most unlikely because I know the permutations, the additions, and all that may not work well in their favor. However, I sincerely feel that they deserve that position. And happy that Atiku Abubakar's support is turning out towards the south.
All right, thank you. So, thank you, Babatunde. Let's go on to Bia for reasons of time. And Bia, let me take you to the spot. This woman, 25 years in the UK, you all know what that process is. Juggling 2, 3 jobs, just, eating, living a Spartan life, looking to build to go back home. So she secured a place in First Arc, a highbrow, top-end space. So she got into difficulties in the UK and she had to be removed, but confident in the knowledge that she has this property in Festac. But alas, she puts her kid through her door of her property, and a stranger calls the police. They throw her in prison for 3 months, and now she's sleeping on the street. There, but for the grace of God, is the story of everybody. It's this recurring decimal. You invest in Nigeria at your peril. Abia.
Yes, one man. The story just knocked me back on my chair now. It's shaking every nerves in my body. It's like, imagine such a thing happening to a member of your family, and I've had some experiences, but not as bad as that, and I've had stories of such. In fact, my one of my relatives, similar, or even maybe even worse, that even a brethren relative took over his house, and then people came to kill him, and he was just lucky to be alive. So I don't know what enters people back home to believe that they can easily just take over what belongs to their brethren, be it sister, friends, or whatever. Maybe they think they deserve it more than the owner of the properties. I believe is a kind of criminal mindset back home that needs to be, you can't reap where you did not sow. Living in Nigeria, because I've seen both worlds, I would, say that sometimes people may feel because they've suffered so much, they become hardened at heart. They've lost every human feelings for any person, regardless, be it family or anything. They can do anything. They can go to the extreme just to survive, and it shouldn't be like that. I believe human beings should be responsible in their ways of behaviors, unless provoked. But even at that, there is always going to be an equilibrium, a balance somewhere, to know that when you pinch someone, it's going to hurt just as if you're being pinched. So it is difficult for me even to go back to Nigeria, as I keep saying that I fear for my life. I don't want to go there.
All
I
right.
do not want to go there.
All right. Equilibrium, Abi. You've been reading a dictionary again, Bia. This what habit you have. Have you been reading a dictionary? Look at this lady. But a man that doesn't need to read anything, articulate Englishman, Alexander Gomez. He
Alexander,
joins us.
no, it's my son. No, I'm not finished one man. You just
No,
jump
no,
now.
I'll
Okay,
come back to you. But Alexander,
okay,
if we don't go
okay,
to
I
him
understand.
quickly, we just disappear. So we have to
No
catch
problem.
him whilst he's
Okay.
caught. So
Yeah,
Alexander, good to see you.
thank you. I heard Dia's voice and I woke up from sleep.
This is it. What better way to wake
My
up?
voice
Eh?
struck like
Eh?
thunder, isn't it? And they make it no be manga, 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 manga.
Look at that. Eh?
Anyway, good morning, y'all. Good morning,
Yeah.
y'all.
Good morning.
I am excited about this Anambra project. I think this
Mm,
Soludo guy is out to prove something. He's out to
mm,
prove that, given the chance, an Igbo man will do a fantastic job in Nigeria as a president. I think he has all what it takes to be the best governor we've ever had in the history of Nigeria. I'm excited. If he's given the chance, I think he's going to take Anambra to another level that we never thought ever existed. I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to his
I'm really
administration.
hopeful it doesn't let us down, because they have this thing of always disappointing in Nigeria.
No, I don't
So
think
we're
he
all
will.
rooting for him, and I'm just so keen for him to succeed.
I don't think he will. I think he's on a mission. I think he's really out to prove to us Nigerians that we're being unfair to the Igbo man and give them the chance that they can do more than we thought they could do. I think that's one of the reasons why he's really, 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 really out to prove a point. And I think he will do it. And I'll be very proud of him. I'm very happy for the Igbo people. I'm happy for
Could he well prove to be the Igbo president that we're looking for? Because
Yes,
if he goes in and puts on, if he goes and puts on a performance in Anambra State,
yes,
I think we'll all board that train and clamor, because we all
yes,
know that's the missing bit in Nigeria. We've not had an Igbo president. We all acknowledge that, and most
yeah.
of us want that, but we just haven't found a name. So if he puts on a performance, if he puts in a performance in Anambra, he could well just propel himself, even not by his own doing, but by public clamoring that we want Soludo.
I totally subscribe to that. I think that will be the ultimate aim, to take it to a point where we will not be able to ignore him being the president of Nigeria. And I'm looking forward to it. God give us life to see that day come to fruition. I really am. I'm excited. I haven't been excited like this in a long time, and I am very excited. Yeah.
Yes, we all are. But know, a little part of me, I hope he's not a tyrant. But it strikes me that it could turn into a tyrant. But I hope it doesn't turn into
I
a
think he
tyrant.
has too much. I think he has too much love for his people. He wants to serve his people. He's actually there to make sure that everybody benefits from this government. That's the way I see it. And I think he would, like I said, I think he could turn out to be the best governor we've ever had in the history of Nigeria. Fashola or Obi, all of them put together, I think this guy has what it takes. He's a seasoned administrator, first class brain, world class authority. Well, I'm excited. I really am excited.
And yes. I join you in that excitement. There's just so many things that could go right. And if it goes right even to 40-50% of our expectations, he will still be far and above the best governor, maybe outside of Jakonde, that Nigeria has ever witnessed. Because I'm always somewhat reticent to acknowledge Lagos as a space of good governance, because there's so much wealth in Lagos. It's just so easy to govern Lagos well, just to do one or two right things, and people will say you're a winner. The place that controls the seventh largest economy in Africa.
Yes.
So it's not a real. You don't need anything. Somebody said to me once that a monkey can run Lagos successfully.
Yeah,
but
I've heard that.
Yeah.
I've heard someone say. I've heard you say that on this platform that an average person can run Lagos. Yes. But let me let Bia go. I just wanted to chip in there.
Yes.
I'm very excited.
Mr. Alexander, you can carry on, no problem. You're welcome.
That's why I'm going back to bed now. So y'all carry on.
All right.
Well, I saw all your texts, what you sent out there. I always listen to you in the background anyway, so it's all good.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
They want to be hearing more from you. Babatunde is what they are saying in the comments.
I already told you, it's work life now. I'm in the office, so.
Babatunde, are you related to a guy called Kayode Babayemi and Laiwala Babayemi?
No. This is Babayomi. Yeah. It's not Yemi. Yomi.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, Babayomi. Okay.
Look, I say Yomi. Look at that. Yeah. This is what Europe turns people into. Babayomi is now Babayomi. Look at these people. What's going on?
Did I say that? Did I say that?
You did say that, but it's an unwitting slip. I do it as well. I always you pronounce your name with the slant of the language that you use currently. But
I think it's said Babayomi.
No, it's said Babayomi.
Even when I go Nigeria and they ask me, some random people that don't really know me, they say, "Oh, what's your name?" I'll be like, "Oh, Babatunde." They'll be like, what?
No, you and you're not doing it deliberately. It's
unconsciously.
The way you speak now,
we live among the white here, and we are used to.
And when you say that Babatunde, what they wanted to sell you at 100 naira, they quickly turned it to 1,000 naira. Babatunde, okay. That 100 naira is totally 1,000 naira. This
At your
is
own
it.
peril, you know.
JJC.
No, when they start talking about money, ego, me, my brain go wake up fast.
You don't street. Kilo shele, Kilo shele, all right,
I go
thank
go
you.
rascal.
Look at that. You know, in Lagos sometimes you don't go posh. Otherwise, they'll have you now. Yeah, they'll just have you. They are already waiting for you, and then you want to be going posh in Lagos. Don't go
Don't
posh.
worry. We still
Uh,
have the voice.
uh,
Eh?
don't worry.
Bawo, you know that
Uh,
kind thing. You see they there now.
You know, and my uncle, he taught me a technique once that when you are dealing with a tradesman, you just ask him that this is the job, what is your quotation? You know, so whatever amount he says, cut it by half. You understand? Cut it by half, and then
Uh,
you. So when you see the pain, when the pain is in his voice, when you start to negotiate the price, and then when you cut it by half, and then he already knows that where he's coming from is a no-go area, so he'll bring it up, you bring it down. So when you start to hear the pain, the real pain in his voice, then you know that you reached, and then you allow him that final space to push up. But that's just some negotiation. But whatever, whenever it trades, especially in Nigeria, whatever they quote you, cut it by half, and then you start negotiating from there.
one man,
Eh?
you can't be too sure that it's going to be successful because now when they see your culture of cutting it into half, what they do is that the actual cost they multiply it by 5. So when you see cut into half, they say have you by the balls 2.5, 2.5 multiplication. Multiply by 2.5 or whatever, something of that nature. And it's not only in Nigeria.
We are just dubious people, man.
Yes.
You cannot get them. You can't. You can't. You cannot get them.
You know what they say in gambling, the house always wins. The trade band always wins,
They will win.
The house always wins.
All
right,
the best way forward is to get multiple quotations and get an idea of what you want to do yourself. So you have an idea of what they quoting you and all that. Don't say I didn't tell you.
Well, no, you are right. That's part of the mix as well. So let's get back to Bia. So Bia, our excitement about Soludo, I'm not sure if you share it, but certainly he just seems a departure from norm. At least the way he's starting is reason to be, optimistic. So optimism about Charles Soludo, is it something that you share, Bia?
I don't share that. I'm a realist.
Oh God, look at that.
I'm a realist because I have my own mind. Absolutely. I would want him to win that optimism. Let him win it. Let him go to work. Because in my language they say it's like when you praise
why is it that every single Igbo person, I always say, in my village we have a proverb: the hen that has a chicken has a chicken.
Just as you're proud of to be an Oyo man from Alafin. I don't know if you are from what's it, Sangota?
No, I'm from Afiju,
whether you're from
Sango
or from Moniya or Akingbele, whichever place. But I am proud to be an Igbo person, and we have a way of behavior which is acceptable and accept yours. It is that's what makes people beautiful because we are different and unique. So you need to give that space. Otherwise,
there's no bigger fan of the Igbo culture than me, as you know.
I hope you mean it.
I just by reasons of bias and DNA, I default to Yoruba culture. But if it is out of free will just to choose, there's no culture that I love more than the Igbo culture. It's just so beautiful,
Okay.
It's only the people that are a bit, but the culture is,
you can't separate the people and the culture because the people and the culture are intertwined. It is the culture that make the people and the people,
and especially the village culture and that sense of community. I am
culture.
I don't know people that are more
when you see an Igbo person like myself, I am never gonna prove that I'm educated. Hell no, I don't have to speak English. I can speak my language if I like. How I wish the whole world would even speak Igbo. You understand? But I don't want to force people to speak my language because I respect their language as well. So that's fine. If I say means that when you praise a certain animal, let me say donkey. Yes,
wọ́n ní ajá wẹ́wẹ́.
Ó ṣe atarere o.
Òyìnbó tó bá pòwe ló
Wọ́n ní
máa
Ó
sọ
ṣe
ajá
túmọ̀ ẹ̀.
atarere o.
Òyìnbó tó bá pòwe ló máa sọ túmọ̀ ẹ̀.
Mama pòwe náà ni. Ẹ máa gbọ́. So they say when you're praising a certain animal, then he will be jumping and breaking the legs, because of that praise. So I would want him to win my optimism. Let him get to work, because I want him to merit which place, the position I'm going to place him. So by the time he does his work, then I'm going to mark him. So for now, because of the experiences of the past in Nigeria, I can't say he's going to finish well. I wish him well. I don't wish him to fail, but let's see what happens. I'm not overexcited. He's a human being that can make mistakes, but he's not going to be perfect. But let him.
You're playing hard
get
to
to
get,
work.
Abby. Yeah,
No.
Are you
But
playing
I'm a
hard to
realist.
get?
One man, I'm a realist, because that's the way you got. That's the way I see the world. To me, it's meritocracy. If you don't merit it, you're not gonna get it. I can't just see you and let's say respect is reciprocal. What you put is what you're gonna get. That's life.
All right, brilliant. So thank you, Pia. So for reasons of time, I'm going to
One
stick
man,
to
I've not spoken about these people gathering together and your Tinubu.
Well, if you want to speak on it quickly, because I have to run errands fairly soon.
I want to speak because you see now. That's why now I'm going to make trouble with you now. You see, you've just given me this.
Is that not what you really came here for?
This is anti-feminism,
Anti-feminism.
Yes.
What about Uncle Feminism? Uncle
that
Feminism.
Is Nigerian kind of
and brother feminism and sister feminism.
That's one man's
One man is your name Femi.
Hey, you see? Hey, am I Femi?
Are you Femi? Abi, your name is Bob.
Look at that. Just on that, what do you make of people having European names like Peter or Mike in Nigerians? Is it something that I don't like it, to be honest with you? Why don't you just have a normal name?
I prefer my local name, to be honest. But growing up, when we were young, because living in Nigeria, then we used to think, the best is abroad. But coming down here, you begin to value your culture, your originality, which is absolutely unique and, for me, the best in the world. So I am proud to be that part of me that is Igbo. So I prefer my native name. Yeah. Although sometimes.
Do you find that you are more Igbo abroad than you were at home?
Absolutely. When I was in Nigeria, then we used to, dance all these hip hops and all that. But now I don't even want to listen to any hip hop. I prefer to listen to my Nigeria music.
You want to do gigi. You want to bamba.
She's chilling with the big boys now.
You want to bamba? You're chilling with the big boys.
You're chilling with the big
one man,
boys.
What I have noticed, Bia, is that some of the foods that I never used to, I hated eba when I was growing up, and that is my number one dish now. I can't even recall ever eating pomo, but now I like it. It's just all these things. All these things that you didn't even count. Just to hold on to your culture.
When I was in Nigeria, studying at UI. Then when I go to the cafeteria in Queen's Hall, where I would see people hammering amala. And they told me there are two different types of amala, the white one and the very dark one. I'm like, my God, when these people, when they finish, and then no. That's too much. I said to myself,
look at this woman.
I said, I told you I'm a jungle person. I'm not a posh. I don't want to be posh, man. So, but now when I came here and I went to the restaurant and I said, I'm going to try this. I eat it till today. I love it so much. That's amala.
Amala is the best food on the planet.
Healthy. It's not the best. It's not the best, but it's lovely.
It's better than fried rice, which a lot of people go to.
No, do you know in our village we have something they call apulog. It means when it's fermented cassava.
Look at that.
Fermented. It's true, and it's very smelly. It still contains its fibers, quite healthy. So it's in the categories of amala. So every culture has got wonderful food that represent them that people can share. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, go on.
Funny enough, like I said, I served in the East. My landlady then, I think she lived in Lagos for like a couple of months. and she was introduced to amala just for a while, and she loved it. But when she returned back to the East, she never ate it for so many years until I lived in her house. So she saw me make it one day, and she asked for it. And it's very unusual for people to ask for black amala in the East. So anytime I make amala, she does get her own portion of it, and she loved it. So maybe
Amala is the best food on the planet. There's just
because
no.
you're
No,
me, I
no,
be
but
Ekiti man, now pounded yam.
you know why amala beats pounded yam. Pounded yam is too heavy. Amala is quite like you can never grow fat eating amala.
You are right,
Yeah.
but it's the way you make your
One man,
pounded
I can
yam.
argue with you now based on nutrition standards that
Look at that.
fermented cassava is much more healthy and will be more bioavailable for your body to
Look at
assimilate
that.
than your amala. But amala is
Fermented
light and nice.
cassava. It's
I
Maybe
like
quite
high in
amala.
antioxidants and all that.
yes.
Yeah.
But who
You,
is
you
looking
know.
for light food? Is you people that has light food. I started with pounded yam in the morning. I can eat it in the afternoon. I can eat before bed. You are telling me what food is light. Nothing concerns me with your lightness.
It slows you
You're gonna
down
be
now. Pounded
malnourished
yam.
then.
Yeah, it slows you
No,
down.
food now food for we Ekiti people. We dey
You
chop
know
am for
you
morning.
don't look at another one. Where is Ola? Ola is an Ekiti man too. All
Is
right.
Yeah, then what I want to say, one man,
Yeah,
regarding these politicians like the
mm,
Dangotes and all of them,
yeah.
Dave Omahi coming together. To me, it just, it represents things like the Marxist theory, which elaborates the
Look at that.
bourgeoisies who are the economic elites, the industrialists,
It's
directors,
called
and owners of
bourgeoisie. Don't use words you
bourgeoisie.
don't know. It's bourgeoisie.
One
Yeah,
man,
don't use
you
words you're not
cannot
familiar
pronounce
with.
it better than I do.
All right, go on.
Okay, you have the
All right.
bourgeoisie and then you have the proletariats. Yeah, so these bourgeoisie are the ones who control the economy. They are the economic elites. They are the directors, industrialists, and owners of industries with very massive wealth. And their interests in Nigeria as political elites, to me, with this meeting is biased because they are going to generate and keep wealth all for themselves and their families, and not to the betterment of any one of Nigerian citizens benefit. And these politicians, they control every means and relations of production. The ideology of the bourgeoisie run in the veins of these our politician elites as a belief system, which basically stem out from a culture of greed, corruption, and all what a country should, not want at this particular time. That all other countries are doing well with their big data, their data science, they're improving their technologies. Apart from,
All right. Bia, I have to round up because I have to meet a
you're
few.
not fair now. Okay,
Bia, you are going proletariats and bourgeoisies and
one man,
taking us
why
to
now?
You want to give us a Marxist lecture?
I'm not giving you
Huh?
Marxist stuff because I don't believe all part of Marxism, because I disagree with regards that the proletariat would someday overthrow the bourgeoisie class. I don't believe in
Bourgeoisies.
that.
I just told you it's
I am not
bourgeoisies.
going to
Yeah.
pronounce it your way, man.
No,
Okay,
the way it is pronounced is bourgeoisies, not
it's
bourgeois
bourgeoisie. It's
or
bourgeoisie.
bourgeois.
Bourgeoisie
Bourgeoisies.
is
Yeah.
it's like
Oh,
French.
okay.
Bourgeoisie. Bourgeoisie.
It has three syllables. It's bo, hi, joie, zis. So
One man.
bourgeoisies. Let me teach you language.
This was no. Don't
Let me
teach me.
teach you
This was taught. I went to the
phonetic
class where this
pronunciation.
was taught. One man.
Bourgeoisies.
No, it's bourgeoisie, ne?
It's
Bourgeoisie.
bourgeoisies.
No, bourgeoisie and
It's a French
proletariat.
word, It's a
Yes,
French
it's
word.
bourgeoisie. Yeah,
All right,
bourgeoisie. Yeah.
look at how you so you see. So there you are. So come back for another lesson in the evening.
One man, Englishman, taught this in class, so don't tell me that bullshit.
Englishman. It's a French word. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
One man, please
Look at
don't
this
pull
one.
my legs this
Guys, you
afternoon.
don't have to be French. You don't have to be English.
Every
Neither do you
time I
have to
come
be
here, this
Spanish.
one might be some assault.
Say
Sit
it
down
in
quiet,
your mother
man.
tongue as it comes to you.
Oh yeah, bourgeoisie. Oh yeah, go
Blessed
on.
are the hearers.
I know you want to
that
drive
can
me from
make
your
up
platform,
what
but
you're
I will
saying.
not agree. I will not
nobody
accept.
is
That's
driving
why
you
I
from
come, because you're trying to drive me. If you say
nobody
to
is
me to
driving
come, then I
you.
will stay back.
Nobody is driving you.
You are
Yeah.
driving me away. You're
Look at
warning
not
me,
look at
sending me red card every time. One day when I catch it,
look at.
again.
Oh, all right. Thank you, Bia. Always a delight in your company. And of course, the mighty Ajande Koko. And now Babatunde decides to join us even more often. People want to hear more from you, Babatunde. You saw it in the comment section. So anytime that you have a chance to just join us. So I'll leave it there. Carry the
Carry the
conversation on within the comment
conversation
section. Oh,
and
okay, you
thumbs
do
up,
it then.
please.
Oh, yeah, you round it off for me, Bia.
Carry the conversation to wherever you want to go to, and thumbs
Look at
up,
that.
people.
Look at
Bye
that.
bye.
Eh? You
And
can take the
subscribe.
woman from
I like it.
Abakaliki, but you cannot take the
I have to,
Abakaliki from
because
the
of
woman.
copyright now.
Yeah?
I'm not a copycat. I have to do it my way, man.
All right. But here I say
All right.
Peace unto you.
yeah.
Peace.
Yeah.
Cheers.